Welcome back. As we share the rest of our episode with Alison Rand, we're going to talk about the lessons she learned on this path through her Hashimoto's nightmare. Alison is the adoptive mother of 2 children from China, a passionate parenting and homeschooling expert, and a nutrition consultant, teaching what she learned along her journey. I'm María Tomás-Keegan, and this is part of my continuing series of conversations with brilliant, resilient women like Alison, who have inspiring stories to tell us and who are role models for the rest of us when it comes to learning to thrive. Hi, Alison. Thanks for coming back.
Thank you.
And thank you especially for being so vulnerable, enough to share your story and that emotional ride it took you on. So I loved saying that we save the best for last, because I think when we share the lessons we learn, that's where it provides people an idea of how they can move along their own journey if they're on a similar one to yours. So I can't wait to hear the lessons you've learned. Would you share those with us?
I'd love to. The biggest lesson for me has been to listen to my gut, to that we all have, that feeling if something isn't right. And if something resonates with us or feels in alignment, and if I had not listened to that, I wouldn't have gone to another doctor or, possibly. But because I knew, no, this doesn't make sense. I'm not just a tired new mom. I have something real going on inside of me, and I need to figure out what that is. And so I think it's easy to look at the expert and say, oh, that's what they said, and just go with that answer. But yet, if you have something nagging at you, you owe it to yourself to figure out what that is. And don't give up until it's not nagging anymore, because then that's been the answer for you. So that has been the best thing. The communication. When I was irritable with my family, that is a form of communication, but that was not the best. And when your family loves you, they're going to love you even when you're irritable. But looking back, I think, okay, I could, a big lesson for me is that this moment is not forever, and let's not ruin, this moment just because of it's better to respond instead of react, basically. So I have, my husband and I, we've been married 16 years, and we're in a better place today than we have been even from our day of marriage. So these times brought us to the best time that we're in right now. And I feel like that has been a huge thing to remember, that no matter what you're going through, these days are long, but the years are short in a sense. Like, this isn't forever, and there's light if we look for it. Does that make sense?
Oh yeah, it makes a lot of sense. It's really beautiful the way you put that. I love that. So getting in touch with how you feel, and knowing that if doesn't feel right, trusting that. You call it your gut. There are so many other words for it that, it's our intuition, it's our inner wisdom. whatever you call it, trust it so that it can guide you through. I love that. And then the communication piece. I love what you said. The days may be long, but the years are short. Time flies, and being reactive instead of responsive that's a really good lesson. It's a really good thing for us to keep in mind in every situation, right, that we're in as life just happens to us.
Yes.
So those are two great lessons. Do you have any others?
So for me, as far as for the parenting aspect, is I can tell my children, even though they don't remember a lot of the bad days that I was going through, I still talk about them. And this is more about the communication piece, but I want to be connected to my children in a way that they can come to me with any feeling, any thought. So if something does come up, or they can come to me and say, hey, Mom, whatever they want to say, and know that this is, again, we're one unit and we all function our best when we're supportive and loving and kind. And that is a huge thing for me, especially with my parenting aspect, we need support as parents. Our children need our support.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's just my biggest thing, because I never want to shut them out, because what they have to say is important. And if I don't listen to the small things, they won't come to me with the big things.
You're so right about that, Alison. I love what you said, and I think, if I may kind of reframe it, what it sounds like to me is you are walking your talk, and you are, because you care so much about your children and how they grow up thinking and feeling. You are setting like a shining example for them by sharing your own feelings, the journey you've been on, how you felt at the time. Sharing all of that with them gives them permission, because you've opened up to them. They'll even though they're young teenagers, they get it. They get more than we give them credit for, I believe. And I think you're just setting such a wonderful example for your kids. And I'm so thrilled that you are sharing those gifts with others.
Thank you. It's
That's
important.
great.
Yes, we all need community and support.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. And I appreciate so much that you have had the courage to talk with us so candidly about this, and for your resilience to not give up on your own health and seek those answers, and to do it all because you wanted to be this loving mom that you imagined you would be from the time you were in high school. So I just love that. And I love that you are so focused on helping others, not only on their health journey, but also with adoption and the parenting process around that, being adoptive parents. So Alison, thank you. Thanks so much for sharing all of that with us.
Thank you.
And for everyone else, thank you so much for watching. This series of interviews is inspired by my latest book, Upside Down to Right Side Up, Turning Transition into Triumph. My book, its companion journal, and these conversations are intended to share stories from the heart and life strategies that can help others. I invite you to share these with the women in your life, so none of us will ever feel like we are alone. Many of us have gone through similar experiences, and we're here to help. I believe it's our time to thrive. Will you join me in that? I'm María Tomás-Keegan. Till next time.